Hi there, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm back on my flight on FTL. I'm recording these back to back, so I haven't seen if there were any comments on the last one. So if you've told me I made a mistake, I haven't seen it yet. So we're going to jump on to the next thing. I'm probably going to try and go up and then down, as long as there's a path there. Just because when you go into nebulas, you get half jump speeds from the rebels. Well, that's upsetting. You recognise the ship as well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers you cheap labour. I always try and take the cheap labour. I know this sounds bad, taking slaves, but at least it's one person off the ship. But I'm actually going to attack them because they're a slaver, and I don't like slavers. It's a good chance to show off how to hack as well. Use the little hacking icon, and I'll hack the weapons, just because my shields are still, even though they're quite high, they're not amazing against blast weapons. Just gonna flip my ears back around because I think the microphone's a bit close. Probably hear me breathing. You've got to cooldown on hacking, so I can't hack all the time, but at least I can hack some of the time. Quite often I'll hack oxygen, because at least that way, if you clear the ship without actually... Okay. If you clear the ship without actually damaging the ship, you get more scrap for it. But they've actually offered me a new crewman, so I'm going to just accept. Because I always think it's better to have the extra crewman. It doesn't mean a lot on this ship because all of my major rooms have got people in them, but I can put her in doors to try and power it up a bit more. Without having to buy any more power ups for it. It does mean that if they teleport into my door room or in front of my captain, I'm a bit stuck, but that's fine. There's no point in me jumping to a store because I don't have any scrap, so I'm going to go there. Again, it's a straight up fight, and they've hacked my shields this time, so I'm going to be really mean and hack their oxygen, because why not? By taking down the hack, it means that my shields will last longer, which is quite nice. I'm just going to take off 1 and 2, just leave my basic laser shooting at that oxygen. Because it's a hacked room, it'll take them longer to get through the door. I kind of want to take them out on an oxygen victory. It's also a good chance for my shield mantis to get a little bit more experience. As you can see, they get experience points for how long they're in the room, and if the shields get hit, this is the longer way to take out a victory, but I felt like I needed to show you the other options I've got rather than just this is how you can take out a ship. I'm not that worried about my hull damage at the moment because I'm still over 7. I think I've just gone on to 75%, which isn't that bad. I've had it a lot lower. Nope, I'm not going to accept surrender. There's actually now a breach in their oxygen room, so even if they do heal their oxygen up, that breach is going to kill off the rock form that's in there before he's managing to fix it. And if he does manage to fix it, I'll be able to hack it anyway, so that's fine. Hacking also locks the door, so they have to fight the door system to actually get into the room. I would be concerned that it's a metal character that's going in there to try and heal, but he doesn't have enough health. There you go, so I've got more fuel and more scrap than I would have got if I'd taken the trade, I believe. I didn't actually check, I just went straight in for the kill. The slow kill. I don't particularly use missile weapons, so I'd rather take the drone parts for hacking, so I'm going to do that trade straight up. And I'm going to do something a bit silly and jump straight into a nebula, which means I've got no cameras. but that's fine. It's hard to see why, but this beacon is apparently a tourist destination. Interesting. One of the ships is a small station is offering a deal for fuel. That's a really good deal, 6 fuel for 1 drone part, so I'm going to take that. Fuel is often the scrap sink, so if you can get around that, that's great. This ship is trying to run. Oh, wrong one. So gonna just fire at it. Hopefully I can get the weapons off before it does too much damage, was the word that was just about to leave my lips, but I'll throw my quick healer into the engine room and hopefully start charging my FTL drive, even though theirs is gone anyway. Yeah, there was something I was going to say there, but my mind just went completely blank. It's clearly not important. If it was important, I'd remember. I'm going to jump down here. I could buy another bar of energy just to give myself more on my engines, but it's not much point if I'm honest. It adds more damage and dodge percentage, but I've already got 17% dodge, so that's not the worst it could be. That was what I was worried about, that they're actually in that room. So I'm going to open the oxygen there. And hopefully, even though they take out my piloting, which is slightly problematic, and it's not the end of the world. What I have to do is run through there and hopefully they'll start chasing me. They're very unlikely to stay in that room, even though it makes sense to, because there's no oxygen, so they'll try and like get to the next oxygen rich room, which was that one. I don't remember who was my pilot. Felicity was my pilot. Kendall was my door woman. What I should really do is just save my positions, just so that if I do have to move them around too drastically, they will all just run back. I'll show you. If I move them all into there, then I might pick those 4, and then I hit this key, they will go running back to their rooms quite drastically. Which is nice. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to buy an extra bar of power and just sink it into my engines. It's another 5% dodge chance. I'm going to ignore that stress beacon for now, just because I've got quite a lot of beacons, quite a lot of distance because I'm in a nebula, so I'm going to do that one, and then that one. You receive a hail from the station orbiting the nearby planet. We are the Federation terraforming team, and we are in need of assistance. I'd like to assist the Federation. We need to scan this planet for life forms before we can begin terraforming, but our sensors don't have the necessary power. Now mine do, because I've got 2 bars, but I also have a Zoltan, which means I can send a crewman to overcharge their system, which is normally an instant win. Yep. After a complete scan of the planet, you find no life. The team is grateful and begin to work. The station scientists have a unique talent for life support units and offer to upgrade your oxygen system for free. That is really good, because if my oxygen system gets hit, it will then carry on working a little bit. I can add energy to it though to make it refill my ship quicker, but even if 1 bar of oxygen is fine for now, I'm still quite early on. So let's go see what this distress beacon was. You locate a nearby human mining colony where an unknown disease has spread via... Problem is, if I do that one or that one, well, if I ignore their request and move on, nothing happens. I just move on. If I use the send your crewman to control the crowds, there's a 50-50% chance I'm going to lose that crewman. And even with Cloning Bay, because of the virus, they won't let me clone it. But with NG, you can calm down the infected, and they're less likely to become damaged. So, because there's no fear of catching the disease, because they're technically not human. it's a weird game this at times because you have to think, well, they're aliens, but they are people. With no fear of catching the disease, your NG crewmate helps reassure and organise the infected humans. Calmed by its extensive knowledge of the human physiology, well, it's on the plane of humans, the infected submit to quarantine in the hopes that a cure can be found soon. Colony leaders offer a reward for helping prevent an ugly accident. I got the system repair drone, but I don't have drone control, which I passed up on my first sector because I thought, oh, I don't need that. So hopefully I find that again. I got a few bits of scrap and some drone parts and a rocket. If you do get drone control, and I put the healing repair drone in there, it will use one drone part, but it will stay in there over multiple jumps. It's only if it gets destroyed that I lose that drone part, so it is a good drone to have. Hopefully I find a shop or someone who's just randomly selling drone control. Begin charging an FTL drive and do a quick scan of the local planet. You find the ruins of a recently destroyed Federation colony on the surface. There must be a rebel ship in the vicinity. Well, if they've attacked me, I'm going to try and attack them. I've spent far too much time searching, but I was able to find them. So the fleet's caught up, but I'm miles ahead of them anyway, so that's fine. And I get to take down a new system. I'm going to hack their oxygen again, because even though that takes a long time, it does kind of send them into a bit of a frenzy. And what I'll do is I'll throw my human, actually, I'll throw my human into there and put my repair guy running around fixing stuff. That's because he can repair things just a lot quicker. And I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a fair amount of repairing on this ship. I'll target all my weapons on their shields. For that very reason, because hopefully I was able to take down their shields. Because the quicker you take down their shields, the easier it is to do everything else. So they're powering up their FTL drive, but they have no pilot, and they're offering me goods, but again I don't accept surrender. I'll do that, and then put that. That kills them off. Even though I was attacking their oxygen, it wouldn't have gone down quick enough, so it made sense to just use my lasers on it. If I don't have a shop nearby, which I don't, I'll quickly, before I end the episode, go into here and, well, yes I do. I was going to say I don't have enough, but I do. Just give myself an extra little bar of energy for my weapons, which means I can turn my last basic laser on. Sometimes just having that extra one hit of a laser is what's needed. I could jump there and then jump back. It's a bit risky, but nah, I'll leave it. I don't have a lot of fuel. I'll just jump to the next sector, which is another civilian-based sector. Just quickly knows what I've got. I've got a stress support beacon, so hopefully you'll come back and watch me try and not get this ship destroyed. My health's gone down quite drastically in this episode, and we'll find out what's at Stress Speaker next time. So if you like what you saw, like and subscribe, and hopefully see you next time.